Hello, folks. I am Alan for today's news. I will be reading, speaking about world news, interesting news to keep you entertained and news to keep you informed. What I got for you right now today here is this from 1945. It says Putin has a problem. He is losing countless troops in Ukraine. On day 352 of the conflict, the fighting continues with the heaviest combat taking place around Bakhmut and Volodar, I guess it is, and the Donbass. The Russian forces are taking heavy casualties, but have very little to show for it. Overall, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense claimed that as of Friday, Ukraine forces have killed approximately 135,740 Russian troops and wounded approximately twice that number. Equipment destroyed includes 295 fighter attack bomber and transport jets, 286 attack and transport helicopters, 3,258 tanks, 2,251 artillery pieces, 6,471 armored personnel carriers and infantry fighting vehicles, 463 multiple launch rocket system called the MLRS, 18 boats and cutters, 5,126 vehicles and fuel tanks, 233 aircraft batteries, 1,970 tactical unmanned aerial systems, 211 special equipment platforms such as bridging vehicles, and 4 mobile islander ballistic missile systems, and 796 cruise missiles shot down by the Ukrainian air defense. And you can read the rest of this in my description box. But with all that stuff they're losing, where do they get all these military vehicles? They must have them stockpiled from years ago. See what we got here. The U.S. takes another step toward getting up nuclear pit factory. This from the Associated Press out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. The U.S. Agency is in charge of producing key components for the nation's nuclear arsenal has cleared the way for new equipment to be installed in a New Mexico laboratory as part of a multi-million-dollar mission. But nuclear watchdog groups say the project already behind schedule and budgets have ballooned. Approval for moving equipment into place at Los Alamos National Laboratories was first outlined in an internal memo issued by the Deputy Secretary of Energy in January. The National Nuclear Security Administration, which is overseen by the U.S. Department of Energy, made a public announcement Thursday. The work will include the design, fabrication, and installation of glove boxes and other special equipment needed to make the plutonium cores. The work will be split between Los Alamos in northern New Mexico and the Savannah River site in South Carolina, and the location facing a congressional mandate to make at least 80 of the cores each year by 2030. And you can read the rest of this in my description box. And see what else here we got. I think I'm going to read this one here next. The end of Joe Biden has arrived. This is from 1945. Joe Biden is still a serious trouble. Though Republican voters apparently didn't think much of President Joe Biden's State of the Union address, with it earning a nearly failing D average, the speech played for better to Democrats and moderates. It has been suggested it also served as an opening argument in a re-election bid, as Biden repeatedly stated it was time to get the job done. However, less than 30 million Americans actually watched the speech. I know I didn't. I didn't watch it. Anytime Joe Biden on, I just change the channel, watch something else. Down from 38.2 million last year, according to Nelson Media research data. Yet, despite the decline, just a day after the address, Biden took a victory lap in Wisconsin, speaking to Labrador's union members, where he focused his message directly on jobs and the economy, but brought up how a few Republicans heckled his speech. Many of you have seen we had a spirited debate last night by the Republican friends, Biden said. They seemed shocked when I raised the plans to some of their members in the caucus to cut Social Security, and Marjorie Taylor Greene and others stood up and said, "Liar, liar." Anyway, if I was there, I'd be heckling them too. Anyway, he'll probably try to keep all Republicans away during his speeches next time. Anyway, here's from something called News KNEWZ. Never heard of them. U.S. fighter jet shot down the UFO flying over Alaska less than a week after the Chinese balloon incident. The United States Air Force were quickly to respond to a UFO the size of a car flying over the northern coast of Alaska. The object was shot out of the sky as they're being labeled a reasonable threat to civilian aircraft, according to several government officials. Why didn't they shoot the balloon down? The balloon was the size of 2 school buses. This is the size of a car, a mid-sized car. Fighter jets tried to study the objects as it flew nearly 40,000 feet in the air and was eventually shot down by an F-22 using AM-9X missiles once it was believed to be safe to do so. Reports from officials related in the incident claimed that the aircraft didn't show any sign of manned crew members, nor did it have any form of maneuverability. Anyway, the Chinese spy balloon, they call it, should have been shot down a long time ago. The governor of Montana said there's plenty of space over there where it wouldn't hurt people, and it should have went all the way across the U.S. Anyway, the UFO appearance had many online questioning, as it has been relation to the Chinese balloon that flew over American soil earlier this week. The balloon was shot down February 5th after Joe Biden gave the Air Force the green light to do so. Since then, the Pentagon said that a significant amount of debris have been recovered from the Atlantic Ocean. The aircraft flying over Alaska was several times smaller when compared to the Chinese balloon, which was estimated to be over several bus size large. The remains of the unknown craft have been recovered from the frozen waters under U.S. airspace near Prudhoe Bay by intelligence officials. The aircraft is set to be analyzed and hopefully identified. I heard they're still trying to find a lot of parts of that balloon in the water. You know, it would have been a lot easier. Shut it down over Montana in the open area. Then you have all that stuff on land. You wouldn't have all that, spend all that money. Anyway, stupid old Biden peed me off a lot. Anyway, here's something from the street. Kroger merger is good for you. It may be bad for Walmart, Costco, and Amazon. We don't have any Krogers where I live anymore. So here, a consumer group has sued to block the Kroger and Albertson merger, but it's missing the obvious. In retail, bigger almost always equals better. That might be true in niche specialty markets, but when you have moved into broad commodities like the grocery business, size matters. That's actually more true in the grocery space than other consumer goods because multiple players have decided to largely use groceries as a loss leader. Everybody wants food. Commodities, not so much, electronics and stuff, that's hearsay. And see, it said here Walmart, Costco, and Amazon have a national footprint and they don't need to make high margin or any margin selling groceries. But chains can use food as a loss leader to help them capture customers for their other business. Basically, all three of these major chains with massive buying power have the ability to sell groceries at whatever price they want. I know there was a food chain around where I used to live over here called Rulers, and they sold a lot of Kroger products. I heard that they were owned by Kroger's. It was more like an Aldi store. Anyway, you can read the rest of this in my description box. And something else I want to read too. Yeah, this one right here. Sure. This is about McDonald's. This is out of St. Louis, Missouri, KSDK TV, St. Louis. Man pained after eating last night hamburger fries at McDonald's. A man says he became sick and pain after eating a late night hamburger and fries at a McDonald's in St. Charles, Missouri. In a lawsuit filed Tuesday, Edmund Trotter said in a few hours after visiting the McDonald's in the 3700 block of Elm Street in mid-September, that's a long ways to go, he awoke with horrible stomach cramps and diarrhea. How come this thing is so far back? This news was put out yesterday, too. Anyway, he awoke with horrible stomach cramping and diarrhea. The day after Trotter visited the restaurant, he had extreme pain in his back and was very nauseous. Hospital test results showed that Trotter had food poisoning. He was bedridden for several days and had to take 3 different medications, according to the suit. The food in question, a double quarter pounder with a large French fry, and a drink. That used to be my favorite double quarter pounder, but they got smaller. I don't know why they call them large. I don't know why they call them double. Anyway, Trotter said the McDonald's restaurant failed to keep and maintain safe food preparation. And after hours, email sent to a public relations firm for the franchise name in the suit, McDonald's Restaurant of Missouri Incorporated, was not immediately returned. Trotter is asking for a jury trial and damages of more than $25,000. And that's why I don't hardly go eat out, anywhere, especially fast food. Used to, but not anymore. And see, one more, and that's it. This is from 1945. Putin has the problem. He is losing countless troops in Ukraine. Yeah, they're all dying. This is probably on February 10th. Ukraine war update. Whether Ukraine determines a large degree the operating planning of the two militaries. On day 352 of the conflict, the fighting continued with the heaviest combat taking place around, I think I read that already, didn't I? Or something like that. Yeah, I did. That's a duplicate. Anyway, I'm deleting that one. And that's all I got for you today, folks. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Tell me what you think. And I'm Alan for today's news. And thanks for watching. Later.